Hi, it's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147, and today I'm on my catch up for my 2018 Project Life because I am determined to not get behind with this year's. So I'm going to keep up to date with 2018 and then catch up with my 2016 and 17 when time permits. So I'm on my week 6, as I've said, and for this I'm using the Citrus Twist December kit. So I have just received my February, but I sort of went through looking at what sort of colours would work. And it was actually the little apple that made me use the December kit, due to the fact that the pictures on the bottom left are my nephew starting school. So before I started filming, I did fill in my journaling on that page, and I did also have a little piece of memorabilia as my daughter, who is at uni training to be a primary school teacher, got some little smelly stickers made to say well done and with her name. So I had to make sure that there was a space for that. So the first bit sort of went rather quickly, as it quite often can do with these spreads. I do sort of have a little look before I start the camera thinking, what shall I do? And this was the week that I was not very well. I had a couple of days where I was really ill with a chest infection. Normally I sort of know they're coming, but this one, no warning, and it just knocked me for 6. So I have decided to include the extremely flattering picture that my husband took in our Project Life album, because I figured I'd do it to one of the kids, so the least I could do was pop in the picture of myself. And I've gone through the die cuts and I'm trying to pull in some different bits. So you may see these two, well, this C'est La Vie range that I'm currently messing with, and also those Heidi swap words at the top are not out of my Citrus Twist kit. However, they are part of my challenge to myself to try and use something up on some layouts. So there is a video talking about that, which only went up a few days ago. So if you have a look back on my channel, you'll be able to see the Use Up Your Stash challenge. So for that, what I decided to do was, on that yellow card, I have used one of the puffy stickers from the kit that said, "Who ate your bowl of sunshine this morning, thundercloud?" And then I used the hashtag from those Heidi Swap puffy stickers, and then used the letters in the kit to spell out ill. I've popped a Be Wild and Wonder die cut on the bottom, and that was to make sure that I brought in that blue somewhere else in the page, because otherwise it wasn't really in any of the papers or particularly in any of the photos. And I've added the pink paisley sticker. I actually popped that on top of one of the tags and I thought that looked really nice. So I just added a little row of stars on the picture of my nephew walking to school, just so that it was somewhere else on the page rather than in one place. And then I am going to go a bit crazy with the puffy stickers. I'm going to put quite a few stars dotted about the page. And I probably should have stopped the page here. I just felt as though it needed something else. So I did quite a bit of messing about now until the page finally got done. What it was that middle card, that yellow card, just didn't seem finished to me, and I couldn't quite work out how. Also, I did pull in the stars off the puffy sticker that were a bit more purple than blue, so I did feel as though there was sort of another set of dark colours that wasn't really working. So anyway, I sort of went across the page going, okay, I've got 3 spots of red, I've got 3 spots of that lime green, and then I was like, oh, I've got 2 spots of that blue. So I did spend a little bit of time trying to work out how I could get the blue on. I did try using the explanation mark. I tried it in a few different places, messed about quite a bit before I decided that it just wasn't looking right for me, and I did end up taking that off. And then really, you will find I sort of cheated a bit really to get the blue in. What I ended up doing after I've messed about for a little bit is I ended up pinching a letter Q and just tucking it underneath the tag. So I tried the heart, but with having the stars about, it didn't really work. I tried swapping a star and that didn't really work. So I did end up just tucking underneath the tag the Q in sort of a half shape, and I found that that just brought enough blue up that I was happy. I did look at putting it next to the red Be Original tag, but I felt as though that ended up being a dark side of the card and a light side of the card. I don't know if that makes sense, but I felt as though if I had the red and blue on one side and then all the paler colours on the other side, it just wouldn't look right. So this is where I ended up popping on the letter Q, and I tucked that underneath, and I preferred that a lot better. I did like the way that that looked. And then, yeah, this is where I was thinking I need something else on that middle card. So I tried actually sort of cutting an underline for it off one of the tags. However, it was more of a pink than a red. Didn't quite work for me. So I pulled some of the tag off from the top that was tucked underneath the photo anyway, to try and see if I could sort of make the same sort of shape but in the right colour. But again, I found it just wasn't working. But by this time I'd now looked at this card and felt as though it needed something else. So I spent a lot of time trying to find out what that something else would be. I moved this red heart around quite a few places. I thought of shuffling the whole card down, but it just wasn't working. I even thought of chopping just a bit off a 3x4 card to make something red to go underneath it, but that again wasn't working. I pulled out my little tub that's got the only broken down Citrus Twist kit. So it's the only kit I've broken down so far. It's only got a few die cuts. I pulled that out because it had some red, and I messed about with the tag, and that was close. That was very close to doing what I wanted it to do, but I did feel that there was quite a few too many colours. I think I realised at this point there was a few too many colours on the card. So in the end, I ended up going to my good old faithful, and that's my Tim Holtz word sticker strips. So I've popped a Keep Moving Forward under the ill, and then to make sure that it tied in, I popped some on the bottom pictures of my nephew going to school and the picture where I was walking with my niece. I popped two down there, which sort of made the ampersand work as well. And then I popped one under the Voila tag. And that is pretty much my spread done. I must have to comment though on the awesome picture on the top left. My husband did take a screenshot of watching the SpaceX Falcon Heavy landing on TV, and I thought that worked wonderful. But anyway, this is my spread done. If you've liked it, give it a like, and if you want to see more, hit subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you all again soon.